Hi guys, welcome back to channel. Today we are going to discuss about very interesting topic for everyone who are going to start their career into RPA world. Whatever the people like that fresher, experienced person or anyone who want to change the career into RPA world from technical or non-technical background. So we are going to discuss about the topic is what is prerequisite to learn UiPath. Okay. So if you ask me this question, the company called UiPath, that is the product-based company, that is the RPA tool, they say your city or an eager to learn that is sufficient for UiPath. Okay. So that is sufficient tool UiPath. Okay. But there are lots of people, there are lots of people who are not sure about this RPA path. We will discuss about this part also. So they have n number of questions. They have lots of questions in their mind. Like is it mandatory to learn any programming language to start the career into RPA world? Okay. So if you search this question on Google also, let me come here, guys. If you come to search on Google and if you go for different website, like I will show you. If you go for different Quora also, there is no any requirement to to requirement like programming language background as prerequisite for RPA. All you need is continuous learning and practicing with tools. Means that is the things right now you have to practice the tool, whatever the tool like that UiPath, automation or Power Automate. You have to focus on tool. You have to focus on the flavor of the tool. So if you ask me this question, according to me, like the programming language required only 5 to 10%, 90% not required. You have to main focus on the tool, whatever the tool you are going to learn. Okay. If you go for different website also, I will show you. Basically, you can develop your project. You do not need to have in-depth knowledge in any programming language to learn UiPath. So that's why UiPath is called or RPA is called low code platform. There you can start the career. If you go for different website also, I'll try to show you this part. It is possible to learn UiPath a background without a background in coding. Yes, it's possible. There are really no prerequisite to learn for anyone wishing to learn. However, the basic coding and programming language of development language such as C#, .NET, and Java will be big help or learning the curve. Okay, so guys, if you have very good knowledge of Python, C#, .NET, Java, it's very good things because you are aware about these things called loop, variables, argument, exception handling. It's very good things. But if you don't know also this type of things, it's fine. You can start the career. You can see right now the other important skills you need to learn your path, like that your functionality and all this part, business process knowledge. It's fine. You can start the career. Okay. So if you come to this question, is it mandatory to learn UiPath, any programming language? I will say no. If you know the C, C++, Java, .NET, Python, it's very good things. If you come to UiPath, it will definitely help you. You can go for that. How much coding knowledge required for that? Okay. So if you are from Java background or .NET background or Python background, if you come to RPA, that is very helpful because you are already, you know that what is exception handling, what is variable, how we can provide these things called, how we can apply the loop also. So that is like that. It's very helpful. But if you don't know, I will suggest to start the career as a UiPath and try to learn these things called VB.NET. So that will very helpful for you to start the career. Okay. Which additional technology to require to start working UiPath? Okay. Very good question. So apart from UiPath, you have to focus on multiple things like that. I will tell you. First, you have to learn these things called very important topic, that is SQL, structure query language, that is the SQL server. So you have to install the SQL server in your system and try to start the coding that, try to run the particular query, whatever the select start from table name. So whatever the query in that particular SQL server, try to learn that part. If you learn the SQL, it will work in everywhere, whatever the testing, whatever the Java, everywhere it will try to help you. Apart from that, SQL, if you know the API, that is very helpful. You can try to go for their any website and try to learn these things called what is API, like it's SOAP UI and RESTful services. That will definitely help you. Apart from that, if you have very good knowledge of the Word, Excel, desktop application, web-based application, web browsers, like that if you're going for these things called Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, like that we have Edge also. So we have a number of browsers also that is called cross-browser automation. If you have very good knowledge of that browsers, that will help you for automating any web-based application, that will help you. Okay, so desktop application, web-based application, PDF, like they try to learn these things called PDF 11.0. Apart from that, you have to learn about like that email part, like that your normal Gmail and Outlook. You have to understand about IMAP and SMTP. So that will very helpful for if you're going to automate the email automation. So try to understand the Outlook functionality. Everyone working in any company, definitely you know that the Outlook functionality, they have to go for sending the mail or receiving the mail and downloading the particular attachments, whatever you get in email. Okay, so that things only guys you have to understand Word, Excel, and this part. And if you know the basic knowledge of API, that is very helpful for starting the career, and Excel is required for that. Okay, so that things you have to understand. Again, next question is how much time required to learn RPA path? Okay, if you're going to ask this question, it's totally depend on person. If you are from technical background, it will take very less time to understand. But if you ask me like minimum time, I will suggest you 1 month is sufficient time to learn. I can say like that 40 days. 40 days sufficient for learn to, for starting the career into RPA world. 40 days sufficient. If you are a beginners or if you're the experienced person, 40 days is sufficient to start the career. In 40 days it's possible to learn each and everything. Okay, but if you're going to take more time to understand all the functionality of RPA path, I will suggest you like that max to max time, that is only 2 months. Okay, so 2 months, 60 days is sufficient to learn whole UiPath, the database part, API part, web-based automation, Excel automation, PDF automation, email automation, database automation. So all these things, 2 months sufficient time to start the career. And you can keep in mind at least 2 months you have to go for these things called understanding the concept of RPA path and for the job also. So after 2 months, you can start the searching the in market for job. All these things you can start. So 2 months you have to give the time minimum thing. Okay, system requirement for installing. Okay, so whatever the system, if you are going to install the software and all these things, you can search on Google also. Like if you go for UiPath, that is the website, there you can go for check all these things link. There is a hardware and software requirement. So if your system has minimum like the 4 GB RAM, so previous was 2 GB, but right now they're asking for 4 GB. At least try to keep the 4 GB. And if you're going to keep these things called 8 GB, that is really very good things. I will suggest you try to go for these things called now 8 GB in 2023. You can go for keep these things called 2023. Okay, all these things they provide this recommendation, whatever operating system and all these things, and 64-bit they provide like that. There is one documents also required for installation. If you're going to check this part, that is very helpful for you, and I will share this link in your description part also. And here if you go for installing this setup, so for UiPath, you have to install the 2 to 3 things like that. You have to install the studio, that is the UiPath studio, assistant and robot. You have to install for these things called attended bot for this part. Okay, so guys, that is the answer for all the question. Whatever the people they are going to start the career into RPA in 2023, whatever the fresher experience or any person where they are going to switch their career into RPA world. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much.